Gail, can you please contact Doug and alert him that we need to have law enforcement remove somebody from the premises? Please turn your camera off.
That's not happening.
Okay, then you need to leave.
So did you get signed in because it's going to print a badge for you and then I'll just...
Yeah, it's asking me to provide ID.
This is not a building that's open to the public and you don't have permission to record me, but you do need to sign out.
All right. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Scan out and you need to go out.
Whom are you doing business with?
The district.
No, you need to leave. Who do you have an appointment with?
Hold on a minute. You're counsel and you're an attorney? So counsel, we good on the whole limited public forum? We're good on form analysis, kind of jogging your memory back from school? Hey everyone, I am free. It is April 11th, 2025. I'm in the city of Tacoma here in Pierce County in the Communist Empire of Washington State. Boy, do I have a story for you today. I am heading on down to the Immigration Detention Holding Center, privately operated on contract. The reason I'm going down here today is because you remember this story here. Attorney Shannon McMinimee. This is a long, sordid tale involving a known domestic terrorist who has an affiliation, or had an affiliation, with Shannon McMinimee. Mr. Willem van Spronsen, who died on July 13th, 2019 in a domestic terror attack upon this immigration detention center that I'm going to today, ended up dying on that day in a gunfight with the Tacoma Police Department. Spronsen was an avid activist against immigration practices in the United States of America. He decided at the age of 69 one day that he was going to take action finally and attacked this immigration detention center with Molotov cocktails, flares seemingly meant to ignite a natural gas tank which was right next to the building. And as this attack was happening, Molotovs firebombed the car. Tacoma police responded, got into a gunfight with him. He attempted to use an AR-15, if I remember correctly. It jammed. He couldn't clear the breach and was killed in that gunfight. Subsequent to that, there was a remembrance march for Willem van Spronsen outside of this facility I'm going to today. And pictured here, you can see attorney Shannon McMinimee marching in that remembrance parade. Now that's certainly her right to affiliate with whoever she wants, but I don't think the Bellevue School District, rather well known for being anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment, and anti-freedom, therefore, had their general counsel, that's right, Shannon McMinimee is their current general counsel, who also used to be the president of the John Brown Gun Club of the Puget Sound, and also was at one time their general counsel for that same gun club. I went last year, in July, I believe it was, or August, to the school board meeting for the open public comment section to ask some questions. I'm going to show that to you today as well, and I'm going to show you right now where that happened. But that is the nature of the story today. Mr. Willem van Spronsen was an openly avowed Antifa terrorist. He admitted that he was Antifa. He committed these acts on the detention facility that day, likely knowing he was going to get killed, and that is exactly what happened. And here is this general legal counsel, come to your own conclusions, for the Bellevue School District, who was a very close friend of this person. And I'll go over some of these articles as well here in a few. Now, when Mr. van Spronsen was killed in that gunfight, he ended up having a remembrance march for him right outside this facility. In fact, going down this street right here. Now let's get to the school board meeting where I asked those questions during open comment, so you guys can see my attempt to at least hold the school district to account and let the people of the district know exactly who they're paying a rather large sum of money to represent them for their school district. Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Do you guys know where the school board meeting is supposed to be?
Yeah, school board meeting here.
Yeah. Seems pretty angry. You guys know anything about that guy?
Yep, he's been around.
Oh, he has?
Oh yeah.
What's his beef with the district?
He goes to every public meeting he gets a chance to.
Oh.
That's it.
Does he actually attend them?
He has in the past.
Gotcha. Is he trespassed?
He usually just stands out on the sidewalk. It's all good.
He doesn't have any particular agenda or anything that you're aware of?
Still trying to figure it out.
Seems to be a deep concern about Nazis and Gestapo.
Yeah.
Fair
Are you
enough.
here for public comment?
What's that?
Are you here for public
I am.
comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to register with the desk here on the left? Go in the door.
All right, thanks.
Now, I want to take a moment to note this AV tech for the school district here. Fine that he is getting on a mask, of course, that's his freedom to do so, but notice that he is already recording. Again, fine, but this guy starts doing some shady stuff later on, as you'll see.
Here for public comment.
Yeah. Oh, right
You
here.
wanted to sign up for public comment?
I already signed up.
Oh, what's your name?
Herbert, Wolfish, Legal, Steinhausen, Bergerdorf.
Yep, gotcha. Okay.
Great. Good. So basically everything's good to go?
Yeah, everything's great. So
Great.
yeah, you'll just, public comment starts at about 4:55.
At this point, I'll introduce our first public commenter. Herb, if you could please state your name for the record when you get up here, and come on up and make your comment.
Thanks.
Make that bigger there for you.
Thank you. Name is Herbert Wolfish Liegelstein, House in Bergedorf. And I'm here with some questions for the board, hoping I can get those answered. I know I have a limited amount of time later. Questions are about hiring, and I wanted to know if the district was aware at the time of hiring Miss Shannon McMinimee that she was the governor of the Puget Sound John Brown Gun Club, and that had some of its members provided armed security in the Chaz, Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, in June 2020. Was the district aware that Ms. McMinimee considered a domestic terrorist, Willem van Spronsen, a martyr after he was killed by the Tacoma Police Department while in the midst of committing an act of terrorism against the Northwest Detention Center, an immigration and customs enforcement center? It's privately operated on behalf of ICE.
I want to point out here that Shannon McMinimee acknowledged on her X account, as I've previously shown moments ago, that she was anti-fascist, that Antifa is anti-fascist, and that she is unapologetically anti-fascist. Therefore, Shannon admits in her X postings that she is Antifa. And as the president of the Puget Sound John Brown Gun Club at the time of that statement, which was known as an Antifa gun club, she admits that she sees him as a martyr by saying that, quote, Antifa groups see a martyr, end quote. Shannon McMinimee, general counsel for one of the wealthiest and most anti-gun school districts in the nation, is admitting that she views Mr. Van Spronsen's actions the day he firebombed a federally contracted immigration detention center, that she sees his actions and subsequent death as that of a martyr. Let that sink in, everyone. Let that sink in, Bellevue School District.
Was the district aware that Ms. McMinimee was governor of the Puget Sound John Brown Gun Club, which its own members described openly as an above-ground organization of Antifa, when she was hired? Was the district aware of Ms. McMinimee's quote, an excerpt from an NPR article regarding domestic terrorist Willem van Spronsen about his terrorist attack? Quote, Shannon McMinimee, Van Spronsen's friend and a fellow gun club member, said examining that night at the detention center is like looking into a kaleidoscope. People turn it around until they see what they want. In Van Spronsen, the Trump administration sees a terrorist. Antifa sees a martyr. Did the district consider two of Ms. McMinimee's response to Van Spronsen's terrorist attack as a fellow gun club member as quoted in the same NPR article. Quote, McMinimee said anybody who knew Van Spronson's dedication to the families at the center would know that he'd never deliberately put them in danger. In her telling, there is no terrorism. Quote, for me, my friend was killed by the police while trying to destroy buses that were going to be used to round up and deport my neighbors. End quote. And second quote, ultimately, we decided as a club unanimously that we were not going to hide from this and that we were going to learn and lean into what happened and to tell Will's story.
Herb, it is an option if you've written those, if you'd like to leave them with
I do.
Ms.
Yeah.
Nianella.
Appreciate it.
We'll take that. Thank you.
Thanks.
There's a lot of kind of procedural stuff that we still will need to figure out if we are able to reach an agreement on a lease as far as criteria for providing access to the housing and how that'll work, if that's seniority based or first come, first serve or whatever, as far as the options are. And
Well, check this out. As I was waiting for the meeting to end, about 30 minutes at this point after speaking, none other than Shannon McMinimee, General Counsel for the Bellevue School District, showed up on site for some reason. I wonder what that reason might have been. Let's wait and see.
Hey, George. Hey, I just wanted to make sure, I want you to hold on to those records for Nissen versus Pierce County for my public records request, so please don't delete those. Okay? You are an employee of the district? George, are you an employee of the district? You're not an employee of the district? Not an employee? I'm looking to submit a public records request, George. Are you going to take it? Hey, Director. I'm looking to submit a public records request, and I want to make sure that employee over there maintains the records on his phone for it.
sorry, what is it that you want?
I'm looking to submit a public records request for the information that's on his phone that he's been doing work product information with.
I don't know that that's his work phone. I don't know
Well,
if he's on
been-
personal time right now or not.
He
I'm
was
not
doing
an
it
expert
during-
on
He was
that.
doing it during work, so I just want to make sure he at least holds on to that so I can do the public records request. Can you make sure that happens? It's covered in Nissen versus
I
Pierce
don't
County.
have any reporting relationship to that employee. He reports to the
I get that, but you're a director, and
the
I'm
superintendent.
putting forth the effort to at least make this known to elected officials.
I hear you. I don't have any employer-employee relationship.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, George, he was working on a couple of phones over there. I believe his name is George.
Yes?
Yeah, so he was working on a couple of his phones while working. I just want to make sure he holds on and doesn't delete any of those records, because I'm going to do a public records request for all the work product he did on those phones while
He's
working.
aware.
Okay. Sir, what do you do for the district?
I'm the chief of staff,
Okay. What's your name?
John Harrison.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Director, do you have any comment about the affiliation of your general counsel with the Puget Sound John Brown Gun Club?
I don't have any comment right
No
now.
comment on any of that?
No, thank you.
Does the district support that? Mr. Harrison, does the district have any comment about the affiliation of General Counsel McMinimee regarding the John Brown Gun Club providing security at Chad Armed Security? Hey, George, I'm going to make the public records request to you. I'd like all responsive records from your phones, from your devices that you were using over there for the entirety of this work session today on September 5th, 2024. So please do not delete those. I'm going to do a public records request for that, including the metadata. Director, were you actually aware of that affiliation of General Counsel McMinimee being the president of a gun club? That's an Antifa gun club. Were you aware of that?
Looks like they're done for the night.
Well, they're in executive session.
Yeah, and then they're gonna be adjourning after that. They're not coming back in.
Yeah, they haven't adjourned yet, which means the meeting's actually still functioning. So as soon as they come out to adjourn, and that's the end of the meeting, the open meeting, public meeting, then I'll be able to head out.
Okay.
Confirm you are an employee of the district, right?
Correct.
I'm going to make a public records request to you then.
Okay.
I'd like to get all responsive records for all team chats, text messages, emails, call logs, any other chat-based application messaging system that would facilitate messaging, such as Microsoft Teams, but not limited to that, for the duration of the meeting today, if I could please.
So, and you registered public comment, correct? So where will we send that information?
Yeah.
Do we have your contact info?
Yeah, the email address is on there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was helpful.
Directors, do you have any comment on the sources of shared information? Ms. McMinimee, do you have any comment about your past affiliation with domestic terrorist Vance Bronson? Was the district aware at the time of Ms. McMinimee's hiring that she was the president of a gun club? Did the district know this?
I've only been on the board since last December.
Gotcha. So no awareness of this?
I wouldn't have been here when they made any decisions on hiring her.
So there's no awareness by any of the directors here that Ms. McMinimee was.
Speak to anybody's awareness.
Any other directors, any other comments regarding Ms. McMinimee's affiliation with the Puget Sound John Brown Gun Club and a domestic terrorist that attempted to
Comment, but thank you for
that attempted to blow up the Northwest Detention Center? No comment, directors? All right. Well, that's it here at the Bellevue School District 405 board meeting. Information was shared with sources, with the school district elected officials, and they apparently seem disinterested based on the responses or unaware. They are aware now, though. I did actually give a copy of all the sources that I was referring to in the public comment time. Director, do you have time for any more comments at all, Director? Okay, so yeah, that's all the directors funneling out right there. They're basically leaving. You saw Shannon McMinimee came out. I asked her about that. She had no comment about her affiliation with a known domestic terrorist who was shot dead by the Tacoma Police Department. And of note, also in the public comment section of the online school district meeting portal, they had disabled the chat functions, so nobody in chat could actually discuss what was shared at the time. So that's all I can report on right now. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that all notifications bell so you get my stories right when they're released. You can follow me on X at I.A.M Auditing, on Facebook at Inland Auditing Media. And if you want to help keep my feet on the streets, you can do so by going to the links in the description for Cash App and Venmo. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.